thought they did okay. I think they both made a couple plays that I think we were all encouraged about. Obviously it needs to continue to improve, and all of it. Our route running, our timing, finishing on some plays. I thought Richard was going to finish that kind of touchdown catch in the end zone here by Valley, which is kind of his world, right? He's good at playing those catches that he has to compete for and finishing. So I expect us to get better every week.
How important is it going to be for the Hunter Jarmans and the Malik Gilmores and the younger guys to really step up and be more productive?
Well, I think that's a critical part. We play a lot of formations with the receivers in it, and so to me that's still the piece that's in competition. I'd really like somebody just to step up and take it over and say I'm the guy there, and I think that's what we're all hoping for. But I don't think that's been done yet.
So you think next Saturday probably start Gilmore?
Probably exactly the same way as it was last time.
Right.
But yeah, so we'll see.
It really seems that it needs to be, combination of guys, but it seemed like Mannion was really only comfortable with, Hamlet, Smith, and then for the receivers, Mulaney and Bolden.
Right.
How do you want to get more people or more guys involved in that?
Well, he completed balls like 10 guys, right? So, I don't think that's – I think, a lot of times or most of the time on offense, the ball goes where it's supposed to go by design, kind of what Sean's progression takes him to and that kind of thing, or how his read takes him. So whether it ends up in the hands of a tailback or a tight end or a wideout, I don't think that matters to any of us as long as it's completed and it's productive.
How did you feel like Bolden, that first start, how did you feel like he did?
I thought he did good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought he did good. I made a nice play on a ball, on a curl ball, and on that clock drive, and looked good running the fly sweep. And I think for those guys that are playing their first football since high school, it's first where they're out there all the time. That's a big deal, and I thought they handled it pretty good.
How do you feel about Mannion targeting the tight ends as much as he did Saturday? Would you like to be in a situation where he didn't do that as much and you spread it more to the receivers? Or
no, those guys are good players. I'd be an idiot to think we shouldn't throw the ball to them. Those guys are good.
Right.
They caught a bunch of balls for us last year. They were super productive. Ever since I've been here, that's been a productive, actually probably growing in productivity since I've been here. But Caleb and Connor and Kellen, those guys are sure-handed guys that are good bodies that can run and catch. And so, like I said a bit earlier, I really don't care who it's thrown to as long as it's where it's supposed to go and it's productive, it's completed.
What about the red zone? How do you get guys to finish plays?
Well, gosh, that was rough on Saturday, wasn't it? I think that's something you continue to focus on in practice. I think, just the consistent emphasis. The thing that gets challenging about the red zone is that it is just everything, the precision has to increase exponentially because you've lost space, right? And so now you don't have the same space to attack people vertically, and so the route running, the definition of routes, the clear pictures for the quarterback, all those things have to be cleaner and protected better. And I think we can do a better job with the receivers running, being more definitive on some of those routes and more clean for Sean to see and for him to be able to pick us up and complete some of those throws.
What are you seeing from Hawaii?
They're good. Their secondary is really good. I felt that way a year ago. I was talking to people last summer, and I really wasn't sure if they were both coming back, the corners, but I thought they were two of the better corners we played a year ago. They really gave Brandon and Richard a tough time. They're physical. They can both run. Their safeties are hitters. That shows up on tape. They like to hit. It's a physical deal. Anytime you go play in Hawaii, you're going to get their absolute best shot. And I've coached there, and I've coached as an opponent there lots of times. And they got a rowdy fan base, and their team, they are excitable, and they really, it's going to be a physical game. And that's the part for us right now, is getting our minds ready for that.
Having coached there, what was kind of your reaction to the news that, due to budgetary reasons, that the program's kind of in doubt going forward?
I think it's tragic if that's what's going to happen. I don't know anything about that situation there. My cousin was a great player there. Colt was one of the best players I've ever had. And having seen that kind of Hawaii football at its best. And I worked for Dick Tomey, who was the head coach there for a decade, and so I just have a lot of respect for that place, and so I'm hopeful that they can find a way to continue to play, because it's a special place, and they've played really good football, and they're playing good football right now. So